Wonderful, 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 wonderful.
Hi. Good morning.
Good, brilliant morning. Yes, good morning indeed. Wonderful, wonderful,
Good Lord.
wonderful.
They've got like five different construction projects going on around here all at the same time.
Oh wow, oh wow.
Mhm. They're replacing concrete. Let me see. Last week they replaced all the utility, the meter boxes outside on the buildings, and that was quite the project. Well, then this week they're doing all the individual breaker boxes. The fuse panels
Yeah,
in
yeah.
every unit. Well, that's 50 of them. So they're doing like one or two a day. They're doing the construction on the concrete, trimming trees. It's like, oh my good Lord. So the noise
Wow.
is a bit excessive. And then there's hardly any parking because you have to fight with the construction workers to get a parking space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's crazy. It's
yeah.
like, y'all can park on the street.
You have
Yeah.
to park on the street, or they?
I better not have to. It comes to that,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
going
I
to be
see.
pitching a
Oh.
fit because the
Ah, very
street's
good.
quite a ways from my place. So,
Yeah, yeah,
be
yeah.
like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not carrying groceries that far.
Ah, very good. I hear you. I hear you.
Hmm.
I make the deliveries come, drop them off right here by me. So, not in the
Yeah,
mailroom.
I would do that, but wow, they charge $15 for a delivery here. I'm not
Wow.
put out that kind
Yeah,
of money.
yeah. No, no, no. It's all included. And you with Amazon, you can give those delivery instructions, right? And tell them
Oh
exactly where
yeah,
you
yeah,
want it.
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, works out
so
good.
I really have no idea where we are, but I'd like to start with at least my yesterday I did have to leave because we had an appointment. We've had to
Yeah,
do
yeah, no
community
problem.
service.
No problem. No problem.
But I once again I noticed in the group it's like, why do I feel like I'm not fitting in?
Ah, that's
Um
right. That's right. I knew there was something that we wanted to talk about.
yeah,
Well, a few reasons. One, because we don't. I feel the same way, right? And Bina feels the same way too. Yeah.
okay.
Right. One, because we don't. Two, because none of them fit in anywhere and don't fit in with themselves and are quite substantially insecure for the most part. So we pick up on that vibe. Yes. Now,
Yeah.
in what we've been doing and our little mini community, we've become a bit accustomed to people who are a bit more at ease with themselves, or a lot at ease, or are comfortable with themselves, who aren't pushing an agenda, who aren't self-promoting, who aren't insecure, who aren't looking for friends, etc. Right?
Okay,
So
that's where it is.
so we've become accustomed to a whole other reality. And now when we are in sort of more normal, at least, as unnormal as that normal is, it strikes us. We notice it, we feel it, right? Because we are not normalized to it anymore. And we don't want to be normalized. So I'm happy to be in the group, and I know I'm going to be a bit out, and I'm not going to be uncomfortable with it. I just know I'm going to be a bit out, and I'll adapt as appropriate. Now, that's the key. I don't want to be adapting to them. I'll do my own thing and they can adapt somewhat to me. Now, you didn't stick around till the end yesterday with Matt's thing, right? Or did you?
No, I had to leave
Huh?
it was just shortly after 12.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. Well, what I'm trying to say is that he did a sort of a summary of all the suggestions and ideas. Every single point that he made included the vocabulary that I use and share. Yes?
Good,
Every single
good.
point. But he's not aware that his entire program for the season is essentially suggested by me.
Okay, good,
There's no
good.
idea. To him, he just use this words. He actually included awareness, discernment, understanding
I
in one
did.
of
I
the
saw that.
things. Right.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that part.
Right.
You
But I
know.
mean, it came later when he did he does the repeat back summary, because he had these whole spreadsheet and everything. He says, okay,
Yeah.
here's what we're going to do. It. He sort of
Yep.
had it condensed, right? And
Yeah.
just like this amazed me. Now, I get this, right? And I am not looking necessarily to be influential. I put my ideas out, use them as you like. It's whatever you want to do.
Right.
However, just through me being me and the stuff being thought through, being sensible, there's sobriety to it, and you paid attention to it. It filters through. And he said, "Oh, it's like he likes this term personal power that he's recently seen used."
Yeah, I don't
I
like
had to
that.
well, I had to jump in and said, well, this is not a new term. It's something I've been using forever because, I use personal power to distinguish from the word power itself, rather
Right.
because power, people think power is dominance and ego and stuff, So that's how I
Right.
used it. But I also put another P onto it. I said practical personal power. That's how I typically have used it in the past,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I tend to minimize it a little bit. I don't want to focus too much on this, because people get the wrong idea with personal power. So I rather use things like empowerment and
Yeah.
independence of being, stuff like that. If you have
Yeah.
independence of being, you automatically have personal power. But personal power, the way I mean it, is like your energy level, right?
Yep.
But energy
Yep.
that you can use, and that makes it power, right? So, but
Yes.
again, this has nothing to do with dominance and all that. So I always stay away from it. But anyway, I just thought it's interesting that he's noticing the use of this term, and I put it out there ages ago. It comes even before me.
Right.
Carlos put it out there.
Well,
Via Don Juan used to talk about personal
so
power.
this is an observation though that I had, and I wanted to make sure that it's not a judgment, which is
Why
what I'm
not? Why
seeing.
not? Why can't it be a judgment? Sorry.
Well, because I feel like I don't have room to judge others, especially when
Wow.
I'm still
Wow.
growing and I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
So, but what I was thinking yesterday, what I noticed was quite a few of them are busy, just clambering all over each other. They're just using each
Yeah.
other to climb on top of. And when they're doing that, like you said, there's a lot of self-promoting going on. There's a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
insecurity.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
almost like they're trying to one up each other to the
Yeah,
point where they're
sometimes.
not
Yeah,
hearing each other. They don't hear what
exactly.
anybody in the group says.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah,
that was
yeah,
what was setting me off yesterday. I was like, where
yeah.
is the hearing skills? Where's the
They
listening
aren't any.
here?
They aren't any. They aren't any. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that really left me disturbed. And it's like, well, because then I thought, well, Sherry, maybe you just need to use your voice more. And it's like, no, I didn't want to. I honestly told myself I'm not going to waste my energy
Yeah,
on using
yeah,
something that they're not going to hear.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So I thought, I hope Matt can go back and review some of these shows or
yeah,
videos or whatever and see for himself what's happening, because what's going to happen, he wants an audience. He's not going to get an
yeah,
audience so long as everybody is insisting on telling. I can
yeah,
clearly see now
yeah.
the difference between telling and sharing. There is no sharing
Yes,
going on in
yes,
here.
yes,
But
yes,
the
yes,
majority of
yes.
them, they don't share. They tell and
Yeah,
they're very emphatic about it. And they're like, when it comes to that whole voodoo pagan stuff, I call it voodoo. I don't know what they call it, but
yeah.
that just turns me off.
Shamanism. They
Okay.
call it.
So when I hear them and they start talking about that, it's like it's the way, it's the only way, and this is how it has to be.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's going to turn audience people off. They're going to
Uh,
go,
yep, 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 yep. Absolutely,
sorry, if this
absolutely.
is what conscious creationism is, then I don't want any part of it, is probably what a lot of
Yeah,
people are saying.
yeah, yeah,
Because he was concerned that numbers are dropping off, and it's like they're going
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I have warned him, and if it implodes, he only has his point to make, and
Uh-huh.
his own self to blame. I specifically went into detail about this. And the whole thing with Paul that time when he said about this whatever tea helps you, brings out your impeccability or makes you more
Yeah.
impeccable. And,
Yeah.
well, at first I thought it was a spammer, selling bullshit.
So did I.
Yeah, because it's like especially tagging you like that. And after Matt had said, "Don't be coming with other crap in the chat," I never. thought that somebody would be so
Yeah.
inappropriate. But anyway, but when I did realize, well, at first there were two reasons for my responses. One, that it was a spammer or somebody in group, like the Rita before, trying to sell something, whatever, right? Some inappropriateness. But
Yep.
if you look at that chat as well, what happened is, before I said something, three or four people had jumped in and said, "Oh yes, this is wonderful," and blah, and was going on all about the bullshit, and this is so fantastic. In other words, they were buying whatever the person had already said about the impeccability. They didn't question it, right? They were just
Yeah.
adding, "This tea is fantastic," and blah and blah, right? It's magic and God knows what all, right?
Right.
So when I started to respond to that thing, I'm saying, man, your comment had a lot of effect here, and it's pulling out all of this type of claims that are unsubstantiated, not just by you, but by everybody else too. Oh, it's magical, it's this, it's that, whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So my giving that at that time the spammer a hard time was an opportunity, a gift from the universe, to give the whole group a bit of a hard time about this tendency of theirs to just say, "Oh, stuff is magical, stuff is wonderful." I told Matt, I said, "Look, dude, if you're now wanting to go broadcast, which is where he's hoping to go in the end, you better start paying attention to unfounded claims, because you're going to get yourself into trouble with things like the FCC and,
Yeah.
the European Union." Somebody mentioned it also about, you got to be careful when you start making claims. And they make all sorts of claims, and especially claims in the health field. And they all, when
They
you're a
do.
coach, you're in the health field, therapy. You can't say you're a therapist in America if you're not a
Nope.
therapist. You can't use
Nope.
that
You
term,
cannot.
right?
You cannot.
Exactly. So you're aware, but see, he was like oblivious of this. And he's never going to get onto the air if people are making unsubstantiated claims. Now, it's, you can talk all you like about your shamanism and magic beliefs, but you've got to say they are my beliefs. You can't just tell it. You've got to share it, right? So
Right.
for me, as I see it in my world, in my bubble, according to shaman, you've got to qualify it, right? This is a crucial, very small point. Anyway, so I have told him, I have made it very clear, but he's a bit caught up with the woo-woo stuff himself, and he's not really making that distinction. And well, it's developing, but he's going to realize, and he sort of had a chance there. He had that group, which is, Paul and Brenda and the key sort of ringleaders there, and Anna, but
Yeah.
and well, but those two are driving this, and he listens to them sometimes. And he mentioned this. He said, "Oh, I forget the term he used, but where he's giving too much weight to people's opinions." So he's very easily influenced, and they got his ear. But and he's been working with them for a long time. He knows them before, and he doesn't have the strength of character to say, "Look, we got to clean this up a little bit here, and some of this stuff is just pure belief, and we've got to sort it out." He doesn't have this ability yet. He's just doesn't have that strength of character yet. So he's
I.
in a bit of a bind, and I don't want to bail on him, because then his thing is going to implode in short order.
It will.
Yeah, I mean,
It will.
if we leave, right,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a whole woo woo show. And yes, there might be people who want woo woo, but I don't know. I don't think woo woo has as big an audience as what it is, because you end up with a very niche small audience, and you basically selling to the converted already. And they all got their niche opinions, and I see this in Sedona all the time. Everybody's got their niche bubble there. So
Yeah.
it may work, but it may just be that particular audience, but it's very limited. And I don't think he really wants that limited audience. Much as he's a bit enamored by the woo-woo, he's
Is,
also not totally into it, as to the depth that those are. So anyway,
is that why
so
Don left? I mean, because I did.
no,
Don.
no, no. Don just started to get all funny, and he started telling Matt, "You got to do this, you got to do that," and he just went on his own tangent and that. So Don can sound very sensible, but when you scratch the surface a bit, he's got all these wild ideas and crazy stuff and conspiracy theories and stuff. So
Yeah.
he got a little crazy. So Matt kicked him out, actually, which good for Matt. At
Yeah.
least there he was a bit sensible.
Yeah.
That when that thing with him singing. It wasn't me just being idle. I don't know if many people caught that. That was very nuanced, very layered. I saw the way he held that mic that he had in his hand, right? Which is it's a
Yeah.
loose, like a karaoke mic.
Yeah.
And from that, I could extrapolate that, oh, that's the way somebody who sings holds a mic, right? There's a particular
Yeah.
way that you hold a mic. You can,
Yeah.
anyway, so I encouraged him to sing because when people do that, they start to reveal themselves. And that
Yeah.
was the start, you see, because he was hiding all that stuff there underneath, right? And there was always that what's going on here? He made a few comments and all this. Now, yes, he did those things nicely on the comments, but on mine, he got them all wrong anyway. So,
Right.
he would misphrase them. So it wasn't all that good. It seems good, but not really, right? On the cliched stuff, well, okay, you're just repeating a cliche. It's no big deal. But when you had to do some thinking now. So anyway, it brought out and started to reveal him how insecure he is and how desperate he is for attention. It was
Okay.
amazing, very subtle thing, but it was very powerful, right? And that started the thing. It gave a bit of an insightful look there, but I don't know if everybody really saw enough there, but it was powerful. Anyway, the
Okay.
point that I
So
want to
why?
make is for us, right? I
Well,
feel, oh,
I
go
was.
ahead.
Let me ask you this really
Sure,
quick, so
sure,
you can
sure,
answer
no
it while
problem.
you're
Yeah, yeah,
sharing it. Then what I did was I defaulted automatically to, oh, it must be me. I did
exactly,
that. I did that,
exactly.
and
And
I
why?
caught exactly. I caught that, and so
Yeah,
that's what left me bothered. It's like I either have to, figure out how to perspective shift and how to get along and tolerate, like we were talking
yeah,
about a couple of weeks ago, and really develop that skill, be more
yeah.
accepting, or, um, it was me that it's like, oh wow, okay, why did I default to it must be me?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
my question. So I'll let you
Exactly,
go first.
exactly. That's just pure habit. That's just pure habit. Now,
Okay.
it's a habit that is reinforced by excess and therefore inappropriate humility and modesty.
Okay.
Plus, this whole thing, I don't want to be judging people. Well, sorry, I do judge people and I want to judge people and I insist on judging people. Why? Because that gives me moral. If we don't have any judgment, we lose our morality. This whole thing of anti-judgment, it's actually meaning don't be looking closely at me because I know I'm full of crap. I know I'm full of shit. I know I've got no morals, so I cannot stand being looked at. Never mind judged, just being noticed even because all my flaws are going to be exposed. So please don't judge me. That's what
Well,
it
it's
means. Yeah.
true. Because if we, well, here's my thought. If we don't offer some judgment, then how are we going to tell somebody that we're completely honest with them?
Exactly. And how are we going to say where our boundaries are? How are we going to determine what is good, bad, right, wrong, etc.? Yeah,
Okay.
you have to have some kind of judgment. In other words, what we use instead of the word judgment is the word
Discernment.
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 Exactly.
Okay.
Because judgment implies me telling you what you must do that's right or wrong, but not
Okay.
necessarily, right? So discernment is me perceiving it according to my criteria, what it is. I'm not saying you must do what I do, but I can certainly notice what you do and be aware, right? So if
Okay.
you go around, stealing stuff, what must I do? Say, oh no, that's okay. Oh no, it's not.
Right. Right.
See? Fuck no, I'm
Right.
not going to condone your bullshit. And the same thing with you in your excessive indulgence into, drugs or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
Your laziness or whatever people indulge in. No, I'm not going to condone it. That's what the anti-judgment is. They want
Okay.
to have their crap condoned. I'm not going to let you off the
Okay.
hook. Sorry. No, no, no.
Okay.
So I do stay away from the word judgment simply because it's such a loaded word and it implies me telling you. No, I'm not going
It's
to
also
tell you
part
what
of
to
the
do. I
paradigm.
refuse to do that, but I am going to have my own discernments about your behavior. So when I look at you and you're indulgent, I'm going to have this understanding. Well, you're indulgent. Okay, it's just a fact. There you go.
Okay.
Take it as you like. Does it make you a bad person? No, not necessarily. Does it make you a crappy person? A little bit, maybe. Does it make you indulgent? Absolutely. Right?
Okay.
So, somebody
Okay.
like JD, how the hell do you not judge somebody like JD? He's a piece of shit.
Yes.
End of
Well, yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
now he doesn't need to be. He's a piece of shit because he has ridiculous, preposterous, absurd, unworkable, idiotic beliefs of what is important in life. To him being dominant and being the bully and not ever looking weak and all this shit. These are his beliefs that are super, super important to him, and unfortunately, they've infected CJ. And look at the consequence, right? That's
Yeah.
what I was saying in
Yeah.
that comment last night. If JD comes up to say, you know what makes JD an asshole? Yeah, I mean, he is an asshole, but the real issue isn't just his personality or his habits or shit like this. I mean, he's not an asshole because he drinks too much necessarily. He's an
Right.
asshole and a totally horrible asshole and a mean piece of shit and a total fuck up. Why? Because he believes the most ridiculous things. What's important to him is idiotic stuff. That's the
Yeah.
point to really mention. He
Yeah.
believes this stuff that's important and it fucks up his whole life and everybody else around him. This
Hmm.
belief in dominance and being tough and strong and, all this shit. It's primitive, man. It's like, what are you, a
Yeah.
caveman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is. He's a Neanderthal.
He's a total caveman, exactly. But
That's
I'm,
what I
I'm, I'm
call him.
kind of, I'm getting into the mood of it as if I'm speaking to CJ. That's
Yeah.
how I
I
would
know.
communicate it because I'm not telling him not to be so.
Right.
I'm kind of venting at my, sort of like botheration at JD's idiocy. Yeah, because
Yeah.
if JD changed that, he wouldn't be such an asshole. See, it's consequential.
Yeah.
So
But
it
he
it
never will. Yeah.
exactly. He's stuck in
No,
it.
he
He's
never
stuck
will.
in it. That's the sad
Oh,
part.
yeah.
It's the sad
Well,
part. Now, it does happen that people can have radical life transformations. You never know. I don't want to write them
well,
off as 100%, but it's
I
99.9%. Yes.
do.
Yeah.
I have to say I did. I've got no
Yeah.
time, no energy
Yeah.
for him. I don't
Yeah.
even,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
even
I
want
mean, I write off interacting with them, but I mean, write off the fact that they might change. I like to
to.
leave that one little remote, the impossible becoming possible. I put them in that category.
Right,
That's a
right.
better way of saying it, right? You know what I mean? I don't want to make it absolute, yeah. But anyway, so back to the group thing. I do feel that for me, this is very magical and valuable practice for me maintaining my independence of being. So
Okay.
this is the opportunity. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. This is just a good point. Yes, 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 yes. Very good. Bina just
Who's
joining
here?
us.
Oh, good morning, Miss Bina.
It's not on audio yet. Not on audio yet.
Okay.
Moldy. Here we go. Here we go. Perfect timing, Bina. We're talking about the group, and she was saying she feels a bit awkward there and like she doesn't fit in. And I said, well, yes, so do I, and so does Bina. We don't feel that either. And I was just busy saying, Bina, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Bina. Sorry, I'm just excited because you came just at a good point.
Yeah,
And Cher was saying good morning as well. Uh,
thank you.
Bina. So I was saying that for me, in the group, that the conscious creators thing, the show and all that, I make an effort to stay involved. Why? Because it gives me a fantastic opportunity to practice my independence of being, holding my independence of being, maintaining my independence of being, sharing from a point of independence of being. I'm not kowtowing, I'm not ameliorating, I'm not adapting, I'm not pulling down my standards in order to make them feel better. No, I'm doing my thing. And it's not about being obstinate, it's just about expressing that independence of being. Furthermore, they want this because they're all massively insecure and they want friends, etc., right? So it's very powerful. It's very powerful. So we just have to stick with it a bit. Yeah, make
I'll keep
sense?
What do you think,
trying.
Sher?
What's that?
I was just asking you that. What do you think about it?
The group. Well, like I told Sil yesterday, here's how it came about was I had been feeling a bit uncomfortable and awkward because it part of me was like, gosh, you know what? Either they don't understand me or I'm not, expressing myself quite right. But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
yesterday, when I saw everybody climbing over each other to number one, be heard, number two, sell their
yeah,
product, number
yeah,
three, to promote themselves, and nobody was hearing anything anybody else was saying.
yeah,
No, they just weren't doing it. And it was like, you know what?
yeah,
I was going to say a few things. And then the only thing I said, I don't remember now what it was, but then I just like, you know what? I'm going to save my words and my energy because it's falling
yeah.
on deaf ears.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
just
yeah,
left it
yeah,
at that. And then I
yeah,
had to go because TJ
yeah.
had an appointment.
But
But
this is, oh, go ahead.
so what I realized was, wow, last night when I asked Sil to talk about this with me today, it's like I realized that there were two things. Either I was feeling the need to perspective shift because it's like, wow, I got to figure out how to get along with these people. Or the other part was that, you know, I automatically defaulted to, why am I not getting along with them? It must be something about me.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
we talked about how that's a habit of mine that, you know, yep, I'm going to address and keep working at. Um, I do like how Sil says he's staying in to practice independence of being.
yeah,
Perhaps that will help me break this habit. Now that I'm fully aware of it, I can
Mm-hmm.
really be very mindful of it during any of these sessions. And also pay attention to the language, to the things that I'm telling myself
yes, yes,
when I'm
yes,
in those sessions, because
yes,
I'm minimizing myself. I'm feeling really rather small,
yeah,
almost because it's like, here's this little cluster of all these shamanisms and all this other stuff that are talking about that just is like, I don't get it. You know,
yeah,
I don't even see how it pertains to the question, but okay. I don't know how they do it, but man, they always make sure that they fit in their stuff
yeah,
with
yeah,
any
yeah,
question. It could be, why is milk white? Well, in
yeah,
shamanism,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
my God, stop.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So I, I
yeah,
I'm gonna try, but if it gets to the point where I just can't bear it,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, to
I'm
me,
just
I
gonna.
take that word and I just, it's like right and wrong. It doesn't, I don't even hear it anymore. So that's the other trick here. One has to develop semi-permeable hearing, which basically, stuff filters and some comes through and others don't, right? You
Okay.
put a big filter on your ears. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, whatever. I just don't pay attention to it. And the other thing that I do make a point of doing is to be very consistent and very deliberate and very focused with my vocabulary, right? So
Okay.
I'm thinking about what I'm saying and I'm being very precise. And that's why at the end of that, Matt's whole summation was an entire list of the vocabulary terms and things that I use, right? So
Right.
that's the point I really want to make.
I'd
That
like to
we
see
say,
that whole list.
right, right, because you said, you don't think that your opinion gets heard. They do actually hear what we say. They listen rapidly with avid attention. You'll be astounded at how closely they pay attention to us because they are so insecure. All that bluster is from insecurity, not the reverse, right? They're trying to
Okay.
prove that my thing has got value and substance. They know that it's a crock of shit for the most part. Sorry, Bina. It's a lot of nonsense for the most part. They know it. They know it. They know it. And that's why they push so hard. When you are confident in what you're saying, you don't feel like you have to push it. So also what I did make a point, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes I had my hand there, I wanted to make a point, right? And I'm holding it. And I waited for them to finish their jabber. And then somebody would jump in again and jabber. And I waited until there was an appropriate lull where I could step in. And now it's kind of me and my floor, right? It doesn't matter. They jumped into me then, which is okay. I mean, that was the discussion. But, I picked my spots in order to make my points. So this is, again, independence of being, timing, appropriateness. And you got to kind of let them ramble and blubber, and then you pick your spot and you put it in there. So it's about
Yeah.
appropriateness of communication too. So lots of things to practice, lots of things to practice. Yeah.
A lot of them. There's a lot of things. So
Bina, what you think?
I would like to hear Bina's thoughts on this.
Okay, for me, a bit of different perspective here, because the first thing is, luckily, I have learned from all of my friends, and of course, some of my teachers also. Of course, they all have had more experience than me, and decades of experience. After decades of experience they acquired, the one thing they actually have, like the crux of whole knowledge and information and awareness, was be yourself, never compromise on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they say that this is the ultimate joy in life, to be yourself. And so for me, it is like, yes, it might feels like on surface, it might look like that I'm not paying attention to, I'm not compromising on, not adjusting with other people. But this is something I have learned from decades of experience of my loved friends and loved ones and all that, that no, never do that. Live your life, because ultimately this is what we all strive for. So
Yeah.
I am the one who is obviously uncomfortable from the very first show, and I'm sharing with Sil. Sil, it is, and I'm not going there
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do have communication with MATLAB, of course, privately. Uh, we used to have meetings, and still we are going to have on Wednesday afternoon, where he discuss all these things. But in conscious creator community, I feel super uncomfortable. Why? The first thing, the desperation,
Yeah.
Thank you.
very
Yeah.
obvious
Yeah. Yeah.
desperation from
Yeah.
Thank
everyone,
you.
very obvious insecurities from everyone. And the problem is that they all want to wannabes. They all are, sorry to say, but they all are wannabes. I want to be
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
what I'm saying about Sil, I personally not actually just confirming what he's doing, because still, of course, he's aware. But sometimes when you create something, when you acquire something, when you be someone, you don't pay much attention to, you don't actually acknowledge the real potential value sometimes accurately. Because what Sil is doing, he is giving weapons to those people who are not completely aware, and they are going to use his vocabulary without having complete understanding, and they are going to actually spoil this.
Mm-hmm.
What his vocabulary is, it's a really potent stuff.
Yeah.
It's not something you can fool around with, you can play with. And those people, I have really, I'm feeling this but kind of like, okay, I'm feeling scared of that these people are going to misuse this vocabulary big time, because
Yep.
they are, exactly, he's right, that they are paying attention. They are paying attention to each and every single word what we are saying. But they do, of course, and that the most funniest thing, they do behave like that they were not even listening. They behave like that.
Yeah.
So the most amazing value for me to be part of a conscious creator community is to have more understanding about myself. I got this, that okay, yes, who we are. And the
Mm-hmm.
second thing, that how safe and comfortable place these Zoom sessions and our own group is for every one of us.
Yeah.
We have you I never feel any desperation from you, I never feel any
Mm.
desperation from anyone. I never get desperate like, oh, I have to say things, oh, I need to make this point, okay, this is my thing, I'm going to just drop the bomb or drop the mic here. No, nothing. It
Thank
is
you.
just like, okay, Sher is sharing and I'm just enjoying this. Okay, yes, wonderful, what else? When I'm sharing, you're listening, Sher. No
Mm-hmm.
desperation, not a vibe. And of course, no one can hide this, because the energy is absolutely obvious than anything else. Yeah, more obvious than verbal communication. And the energy there is so, not so, I'm not saying that I'm getting overwhelmed, because I'm aware that what's going on, and I
Yes.
don't want to be part of it. I'm not getting overwhelmed. I don't want to get involved into these things. And that's why I'm gradually just pulling myself continuously. I didn't make any effort to be there. I could be, of course. I have MetLove was sending me private messages also, being, are you coming? Please be there, because we are shorting in. Okay, some people are not coming. Please be there this time. That's why I was going there. Otherwise, I'm actually deliberately avoiding that, um,
Ah,
because I do enjoy his food for thoughts, because there I can listen to someone fully, their
thank you.
thoughts,
Yeah.
their
Those are
ideas, their
wonderful.
personalities. Yes. But conscious creator community, unfortunately, some people, as you mentioned about the shamanism, I have no problem with shamanism. If they want to practice that, wonderful. I have no problem with the EFT, no problem at all. But it's sorry to say, but it feels like like a graduate is trying to fit in kindergarten. So Sorry, but this
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can see bubbles on their heads, like, oh, they're lost. What we are
Yeah.
saying.
Yep.
We are saying. I can actually see the bubbles on their heads, like, oh, what?
Yeah, I
but
like it.
but it
I saw,
provides a big
I saw a joke.
opportunity.
I'll tell you a joke. Anyway, keep going, keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but I was thinking it provides a good value that, okay, I'm more aware of that how much valuable our discussions are, and our
exactly,
this Zoom safe place is, and also that how much I have learned so far. I am completely, it's not an ego thing. I'm just not part of that league anymore. No.
Okay.
yeah,
And I
exactly,
appreciate deeply what you said,
yeah,
Bina. You brought something to mind, something that I think I can use as a tool. Um, when we talked about what you have learned from this experience, and Sil did the same thing. I think
yeah,
it'd really be helpful for me to write out what I am pulling from this. Like, for
exactly.
instance, the idea that I picked up that they're not hearing each other. They're not
Yep,
even
yep,
hearing
yep, yep, yep,
themselves.
yep, yep, yep.
They're talking and they want everybody to hear them, but they're not even hearing themselves. So that's a
Exactly,
lesson that I can pull,
exactly,
because
exactly.
I understood what hearing was, but wow, I had never really had an example until yesterday when I
Yeah.
was fully awake and fully, well, I was also quite well rested yesterday. So I was able to pick
Good,
up more.
good, good, good,
Well,
good.
CJ, he'd been pretty chill the last couple of days. We've had a
Oh,
wonderful week. So
oh,
I'm really
yay, yes. Persistence
jumping
and
I'm
on board.
determination are superpowers because,
I
of course,
almost
they come
didn't
from
think we were
patience.
going to make it. I'm telling you.
Yes, but you
But
did,
there were
but you did,
moments. There
but
were
you did.
moments. I was just like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay, one of us is not going to live through this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you did, but you did, but you did. You never gave up. You never gave up. You know, doubts are important to have. We mustn't think that if we have doubts, this means that we weak or failing. You have to have doubts. It keeps you honest, right? And
Yeah,
doubts give you an alternative perspective. It's very crucial. On
yeah,
that list of what you've learned,
yes.
also add to that list, what does this situation give you an opportunity to practice?
Okay, hold on. What does this give me an opportunity to practice? Okay.
Exactly. See, for me, I'm practicing my independence of being. I'm practicing maintaining my vocabulary. I'm practicing maintaining my sobriety. I'm practicing not being influenced. I'm specifically practicing not moving into their vibe, their realm. No, I'll pull them to me if they want to come. If they don't, that's up to them too, right? So one thing I will say for them, all of them, they all have good hearts, right? They lost, they're insecure, they are a bit desperate, well, a lot desperate, but that doesn't mean they don't have good hearts. Yes, they do, right? All of them deeply really want to be good in some way. They just have no clue how. So yeah, we've got a massive, massive circumstance of inappropriate application of goodness in a very subtle way, in a not a very obvious way. But that's what it really boils down to. Yes. And they have a lot to learn, and some of them really think they have learned it all, and that's a big bubble, including Matt.
Yeah, Matt's, he's such a
He's
nice person.
starting to do life coaching now, and he's totally
Uh-oh.
not qualified for life coaching.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right. See what I mean? And they all do this to a certain extent, and they
No.
don't realize that they are in the bubbles that they're in. And this is something for me personally I pay attention to. I don't want to be in that same situation where I think I've got it all figured out. No, hell no, I've got a lot to learn. So I don't want to be in a bubble. Also, maybe a bigger bubble, but a bubble is still a bubble, right? So there's a lot to learn there, a lot to learn and practice. And also, it's practicing communication skills with people who are in bubbles. At least they are in a bubble that is sort of open a little bit, right? But it's because you can have other people who are even more in their bubbles that are more closed. So it's amazing. Yeah. Even when they want to supposedly learn self, improvement and stuff, no, they're in huge bubbles. Yeah. Yeah. Really.
Yeah.
I'm not getting what you are saying about yourself, that what you are thinking that I got it all. in terms of what?
I don't want to do the same mistake that they make, to think that they've got it figured out. I mean, take Anna as a good example. I mean, she's a very nice person, but she really thinks that she's got things figured out. Yes. And she's convinced about the legitimacy of her perspectives and opinions.
Yeah.
When she was saying about when I say yes, yes, why I'm agreeing with her, right? I'm giving confirmation, reaffirmation, emphasis, etc. Oh, this drives me so crazy. She's quite convinced that this is okay to be driven crazy by this. It's like, hello, how do you
Mhm.
listen? Anyway.
I, I'm not
I
Fascinating.
agree.
hearing.
This is
Okay.
something. Yes, it has some positive aspects, of course. Like, okay, yes, I'm learning. I'm acknowledging myself more, and of course, I'm acknowledging the value you guys are providing in my life. So much more now. I'm appreciative towards that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
grateful for that. And it is okay, but I'm not convinced to continue with this thing anymore, because it has some more consequences. First, it's a stress. Second thing, I don't want to be in a position where I'm just getting into comparative mindset inadvertently.
Ah,
That's
yes.
my point.
It
It's
is
about
something
independence
happening.
of being, Bina.
Yes,
See?
I understand your
To
point, but
practice it.
this is
Yeah.
something, yeah, it is, so not, yeah, it is, yes, okay. Yes, it is. I'm practicing. So I'm practicing, Share. I just
Yeah.
got something
Bad
somewhere,
habit.
virus in vocabulary.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I start saying yeah, 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 which I don't
Yeah.
like.
No, we're
Okay.
gonna change that. We're gonna change that. Me too. I'm trying not to say it. Have I been good or not? Did I say it, Bina? Remind me when
No,
I do. Oh, okay.
just said once or twice, but okay. Of course,
All
you
right.
have
Good.
like really years of habit in this.
Yes.
I can
Yes.
change
I'll try.
easily.
I'll try.
Yes.
I'll try.
Anyway, so coming back to this thing, that how much value I'm getting from it. The
Yeah.
question is, am I really putting myself into a risky situation where at some point I might get influenced by that. I might start getting irritated by these things. I
Yeah.
might start
Yeah.
getting into comparative mindset. Maybe a subtle ego creeps in. These are the
Oh,
questions I have.
Yeah.
And the value is that, okay, oh, yes, I will learn more with this. What I'm learning actually, I'm just practicing my communication skills. Yes, I think that I can do much better with you, Sure. I can do much better, of course, with Sil. Uh,
Uh,
and
there's one difference, Bina.
and Anthony, I like, at least this was a person I just pointed out
Yeah.
first time that, okay, yes, he is a
Yeah.
nice person. I like to
And
communicate with
Jen.
him.
Yeah. And Jen.
And Jen.
Very
So
much.
two
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Other than
And
that,
Jennifer, to a certain degree, she's kind of on the border. But here's the point, Bina,
yes,
though. In
yes.
our environment, it's very easy to maintain your boundaries because we're not pressing on those boundaries. In that environment, the boundaries are being pressed. So it is, to me, it is a vitally important skill to develop, to
oh
be
my God,
able to maintain your boundaries.
that's the word right there. I mean, Bina named the first word, which was desperation.
Yes.
Second word is boundaries. And those are the two things
Yeah.
that, oh my gosh, you guys, those are my biggest pet peeves.
Exactly.
My biggest,
Exactly.
in everything I've been through, my boundaries were crushed, well, because I never had any, but
Yeah. Yeah.
desperation.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. Exactly.
wow.
Exactly. So for me, Bina, I don't want to be a hollow, a paper warrior, they call them, right? Paper tigers, right? Where, yes, I can maintain my boundaries, but in ideal circumstances, no. And also, when this situation is an ideal practice ground, because the way they press your boundaries is very, very subtle. They're not trying to press your boundary. They're not looking to
But
do
they
this.
do it because of inappropriate,
Exactly.
whatever
Exactly.
is inappropriate.
Exactly. But what I mean is, if we went, let's say we went to a prison and we were we whatever interacting with the prisoners, right? And they may be rude and aggressive and, oh, criticize you and all this and really give you a hard time. It's obvious and it's egregious, and to hold your bubble, then your boundary, then it's like, well, it's dirt. You can see it coming at you, right? the value in that environment is that it is so subtle, right? And because it's subtle, it makes it more difficult to deal with. So I don't know. For me, it's a wonderful practice ground for maintaining independence of being and not being affected by them. Now, it all depends what you want to get out of it all beside the practice. Like I said, I got into it in the first place. I was fully aware of what was involved before joining, just from Matt himself, and watching just the very first show, what told me it's no different now than then. But I do feel that this has potential to get bigger, and certainly Matt is making an effort to do this. And do I have any other forum that puts me out in front of more people other than my own group? No, I don't. So I do it simply because maybe something will come from it, right? So there's
Okay,
that
yeah,
reason for it also.
that's my motive.
Furthermore, there is one other positive. Because they are so desperate, they want everybody to support them, and I'm happy to support them too, and I do. But they will also come and support you. Look, most
No,
of
they
them
don't.
came to.
No, they don't. They do not.
No, I mean to your events and stuff like that. Not
Nope, they
really,
do
but
not.
to the events.
Nope,
Oh,
they
how do you
don't.
mean?
They
No.
don't even, okay, they, sent me invites to follow their pages, their groups, their this, that, and the other thing. They, invite me to their little sessions, this, that, and the other thing. But
Yeah.
then they do not reciprocate liking on the page, liking any of the material, nothing, none of it.
Oh. Oh, interesting. I mean, they came to the
This is
Sunday thing, and I saw some of them. Like they came to Anna's thing. No, not all over the show. Not all of them, but at least to some degree, a little bit.
with
Interesting.
you, Sil. They
Yeah.
all they kind of understand that there is no competition at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely no. They are aware that there is no comparison, no competition, and they were here because you have a big group also. So
Yes,
they
Yeah.
also want to have that place. Okay.
they
So
want
this is,
access to the
yes,
numbers.
exactly. So one of the reason for that also. The second thing, they want to learn from you, but in an indirect way, and
Yeah.
want to be with you to show that okay, they are someone. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just getting very rude and very clear and direct,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. No. It's good. It's
that is
good.
the
It's good.
thing.
It's good.
And the third thing, which of course it could be like, okay, following the should, I should go there because Sil is doing something. This is also the thing there. Um, I completely agree with you what you are doing, Sil, because of course it is actually good because you
Yeah.
have been doing a lot of stuff. It was all about you, and of course you were doing that for very long before this group and everything. Of course you
Yeah.
you have
Yeah. Yeah.
to spend a lot of time. Me personally, I have lived my life, now I can say that on my terms and condition mostly.
Yes.
I just want to be with people who I love and respect and admire and
Yeah.
comfortable with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
else, because it's a
Good
lot
for
of
you.
effort.
Good for you.
It's a lot of effort. It takes a lot of energy, and
It does.
it's
Yeah.
some kind of like disrupt your peace of mind.
Yeah.
I'm
I
kind of like Dina. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
that I feel that girl. I really do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I
I
hear
also
you
see,
too. I hear
but
you
but
too.
I
Yeah.
also see stills for that
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where I have been lately is wanting to be with people who understand where and why I have to apply and be very careful with my energy the
Yeah.
way I do. I can't
Yeah.
just be willy-nilly and give it to whomever anymore, especially not with CJ, with the turn
Yeah.
that his life has taken.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That requires a lot of energy. It really
Oh yeah.
Of
does.
course.
Oh yeah.
We're not
Oh
going
yeah.
to let it get away from us. And since, and Bina, I apologize for cutting you off. I didn't mean to.
No.
But
No.
but since I have become very aware of how to communicate with him, which by and large is just listening and letting him finish with
Mhm.
whatever it is he's got to say, even if
Yeah.
it takes 5
Yeah.
minutes to get it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a video I posted on my page today that will really express the CJ.
I was watching that.
Yeah.
I was
That's what
watching
you're
that.
seeing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two
That's an
videos I saw.
inordinate skill, sure.
I watched two videos, and then the
Yeah.
guy was dancing there, and I was like, okay, yes, I can understand. Sure, yes.
Sure, that
That's
skill of being able to listen when somebody does take a long time to get things out, like CJ. This is a power. This is a power. It's a
It
power
is.
that you're developing. It is a massive, massive, massive power. There's so many benefits from it that it's hard to even name them all. But
It
it's a
is.
big deal. It's a big
It
deal. It's a
truly is.
very,
So
very big
learning how
deal.
to
Yeah.
do that has really shifted the complete energy in our household. It's
Yeah.
really shifted it to the point now where he's feeling very connected to me.
Oh,
Um,
good. Oh,
I
good.
mean, very
Oh, good,
connected.
good,
He gives
good,
me
good.
hugs freely. He tells me he loves me. He
Oh,
listens.
finally, finally,
Yeah,
finally. Oh,
he
good, good,
he
good.
truly listens when I tell
Yeah,
him, "Please think this through. Is this worth it?"
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and then he will process it.
yeah,
It might take him a bit, but he
yeah,
processes it,
yeah,
and then he
yeah,
makes the
yeah,
appropriate choice.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
win. That's a
yeah.
win. So, anyways,
Right.
what I want to do is I want to be with, like Bina, I want to be with the people who understand, um, because either they've had kids or they understand this whole neurodivergent world, or um, they understand being a single parent, that kind of thing. That
Yes,
struggle.
yes,
Um, but I also want to be with people who understand the journey.
yeah,
That
yeah,
I'm having a hard time being around people who fake that understanding.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I'm stuck.
yeah,
That's why I'm really glad
yeah.
though.
In the CCC group, those people are nominal versions of CJ. CJ is on the extreme end. But if you take CJ that it didn't have JD in his life, he just had the normal stuff, you end
Uh-huh.
up with the same desperation, insecurity, etc.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And look at CJ. You have to be absolutely adamant about maintaining yourself.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't not be you, because the moment you're not you, then you legitimize him and his distortion, right? You can't do it.
Mm,
And this is the same skill we have to practice in the CCC group. It is a powerful skill.
yeah.
It's practicing that independence of being. It's a very powerful skill. Now,
But what's so weird
will
is
I
he's
always be
stuck.
in that group? No. Bina, like you, I want to be in a group where I don't need to be doing this. And this
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
Sundays is going to be about, which brings me to an important point I want to share.
Good.
This
Okay.
Sunday, right?
Morning.
Oh,
No, I was just telling him good morning.
yeah, yeah. This Sunday, I'm assuming you're going to be there. Yes,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
I
Yes, I
mean,
am.
Abina, obviously, I'm taking for granted you'll be there. But for me, and the last two Sundays, well, particularly this last one, yes, everybody came in on Zoom, and it was much more open than it would normally be, and they got to talk about their stuff.
You had
But this,
168 views.
yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was a great, was very successful in what I intended. But coming this Sunday, though, I don't know how many are going to come. But from my perspective, I'm basically going to be talking to the two of you. Yes, and sharing and in the responses. I'm hoping that, like Bina, when we did it privately, and we're going to do a little bit with Sher in a moment here, right? That the things that bubbled up from you, this is what I want to hear on Sunday, so that I'm going to start, and hopefully the two of you will respond in the way that we respond, to educate those that are there, that don't know, that don't participate in capital R readings, what it's about, the connectivity to the points in the story, and how those connect to you. Yes, they may connect to your personal things, but not in the sense of, hey, I want to promote my stuff, right? In the
Hmm.
point of learning and growing and understanding and awareness and so on, right? So, Sunday is going to be the start of exactly what you're saying, Bina, us creating this environment where we are going to open it up to make it inviting for those that we wish to interact with to come and be. Yes, this is my
Yeah.
intent. It's a big, big intent in what I'm doing. Yes, to create that draw, that pulls it in to say, oh yeah, this is cool. Here's who I want to be with. This is the type of environment I want to be with. And for those that are, on the cusp, that they can change to say, if you're going to be on this Zoom and be part of this, you've got to let go of all your old nonsense. Yeah, you got to be different, right? And there are many
Yeah.
people who desperately wish for that as well. And I feel those in the group very much so. The one I feel the most is Paul. Paul
I,
is very
I
desperate to
feel
change
lost
and
with
break
him.
away from all of the BS and stuff that he pushes all the time.
Oh God, there's so much of it.
He's desperate for realness. He's desperate for realness. All of them are desperate for realness.
What I
They
feel
just don't
from
know.
Paul is he does not accept himself.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I feel that. I
Exactly.
saw that right away because
Exactly.
it's like, oh my God, that used to
Exactly.
be me. I mean, I did not accept
Exactly.
me for anything.
Exactly. 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 So that's why I reached out to him, and I did before too. He hasn't come yet, but I'll keep at it. He'll come. He'll come. You know. So yeah.
Wow.
Gabriel's going to come at some point too on Zoom, and he'll be there on
You know,
Sunday, I believe. I like Gabriel.
he's an
Yeah.
interesting, so do I. He's an interesting
Yeah.
bird.
Yeah.
When I first came across Gabe, it was a couple of years ago. He was, I had just learned about tapping, and it was ironic because you know how the algorithm works. You use the word tapping, this, that, or the other thing, and it shows up. So do the people who, you like with EFT. So he showed up, and I liked a couple of his posts, and then he reached out to me and he started talking about the program, and like, I'm sorry, I can't afford services because I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, then after that, because I said no, I couldn't afford to pay him anything, then of course, he dropped off contact. Okay. Well, all of a sudden here he is again.
Yeah. 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 He's been a long time member of Sassy Group. He used to post
Yeah.
much more regularly, and I
Well,
mean,
which is good, which is good.
yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting because it's like sooner or later they find out that, not everybody in the world has money and not everybody wants to buy what you have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We just can't. We could. We just can't.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so anyway, Gabe is a pretty decent kind of guy. To
Oh
me,
yeah.
there's a few
Oh
things I
yeah.
don't agree with, but I don't have to agree with everything everybody says. What I don't agree
Yeah.
with is having it pushed down my throat, being told
Yes.
that this is when they present shamanism, like Venus said, I have no problem with it. I just don't want to be told that that is the end all be all.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have to
Yeah.
believe it. It's my
Yeah.
choice to
Yeah.
believe or not to believe,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
like that
Yeah. Yeah.
discomfort of
Yeah.
take your
Yeah.
pill.
Yeah.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Right. Now, but look, you got to have a longer term strategy. See, for me also, part of being in that group is being strategic too. So what is the
Oh,
first month's, oh yeah, what is the first month's topic that's for the new season?
I don't remember. They got so far off track.
Communication, right?
Oh,
This
okay.
is what
That's
I
what I said.
suggested.
I,
I put it in the format to say, originally I said, the difference between tell and share, but that's a little too harsh because people know they tell. So it ended up, and I said, well, communication. Okay, so that's it. So my suggestion, if you look at the, where we put, this is the suggestion, communication. Anyway, so so of course, coming the very first show, I'm going to make the point about this, that, if you're going to be and I'm not going to say it in the terms of a guest communicating for the show, but related to the individual, to say, if you want to be heard, most people think they need to be heard, they got to tell. Well, it's actually ineffective because the moment you stop it, and I'll go into the details of it. So, but of course, I'm talking to the guests, right? To the participants, the show people. So yeah, so it's coming, Sher. We're going to deal with it all. We're going to deal with it all. Yeah. Just,
okay.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
not with the
Strategy,
idea that we
strategy.
want to change anybody. For me,
Right.
I don't need to change
Uh,
me. I just need to
right.
learn.
Exactly. 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 I'm not looking to change them, but I am looking to communicate, to put
Okay, I
my
like that.
points out there successfully. Because
Okay.
here's the point: if you can communicate successfully, if you have a self-evident sensibility, it gets adopted because it's been heard. Right. So
Right.
that's the nature of a self-evident sensibility. It's dependent on the quality and the effectiveness of your communication. Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I have lots of self-evident sensibility. So if we can get communication established, then we're not selling anything anymore. Now it's just communication, right? Because you're communicating self-evident sensibilities. Life is easy. It's wonderful. It's a magical place to be. That's our Zooms, our interactions. All of our interactions. This is what's the underlying. It's always down to the self-evident sensibility. You think it through to
Oh,
the end. It makes
I
sense. It
haven't heard
connects.
that.
It resonates, etc. Right, Bina? So it's a very wonderful way of interacting. Yeah, Bina,
Look,
what do you think?
I want to,
Yes.
I was
Oh,
going
go
to
ahead.
read
Yes.
off
Sure.
to you really quick the things that
Go,
I
go.
have, what I've learned, and what does it give me an opportunity to practice. Okay.
Yeah,
So, first, capital H hearing, independence
yeah.
of being, discernment, awareness, and understanding, habit. You know,
Yes, exactly,
discovering
exactly.
and breaking habits, being aware of them,
Yes.
beliefs, my beliefs, really
Yeah,
figuring out what they are, um, appreciation of others, my verbiage or my language. That's important to me, and that's something we
yeah,
are
yeah,
practicing here in the house, including the young man.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly.
Comparative mindsets. That's Bina brought that one up. That's something I really have to watch.
Oh, it's a big deal. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Communication skill,
Exactly,
boundaries,
exactly.
inappropriateness, and what's appropriate to me.
Yes, including self-deprecation that is unnecessary.
Okay,
It must be
self.
me. It must be me. I'm the one who's wrong. I'm to blame. I'm at fault. I'm wrong.
Yep.
That's the thing. See, that's independence of being. Yes, you question, but then you discern it. Accurately, you come to a conclusion. Say, no, it's not me, and then
Right.
I'm okay. Right?
Yes.
But it's not a default. The questioning might be the default, but not the conclusion. You
Oh,
see,
wait, there's another one. There's another one. Asking questions. Okay. Being strategic.
yeah,
Oh,
and not
when,
asking questions. It's questioning. It's a slight different, right? Because
well,
I
no,
can
but also
question
asking,
without asking,
but
but I
no,
can
also
also ask.
asking, but also asking questions.
Exactly.
I
Correct.
struggle with
Correct.
that. So both.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. Exactly.
and
That's what
then
I'm saying.
self-deprecation.
Questioning includes asking questions, but also doing it internally, both. It's external and internal questioning. Whereas asking questions is typically just external. I'm saying to develop that internalness, because then you question yourself too, which is good, but in a good way, not in a doubting way. Yeah.
Yes.
Questioning yourself is checking. Doubting is, well, doubting. It's
Yeah.
you already
Yeah.
made a decision, self judgment. In other words, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's my list so far, just based on this
Wonderful list.
conversation.
Wonderful, wonderful, exciting, marvelous,
Good
beautiful
way to
list.
start.
Bina, what do you say?
This is very interesting because I really appreciate what you are saying, Sil, and of course what Sher you are saying.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, it's not in balance with the effort reward thing. That okay, what I'm getting, I'm going to maintain this way of connecting with the conscious creator community the way I'm doing. Not going to be part of every
Good.
meeting
Good.
because
Good. Good.
it is not
Good. Good.
not fun. The really put
Yeah.
off for me is actually that I'm aware of all those marketing strategies that okay to get clients, the
Yeah.
modern
Yeah.
marketing strategies,
Yeah.
almost like I cannot say like all of them, but mostly I'm aware of it. So
Yeah.
once we start communicating, I immediately get like, okay, now I know that where it is building. Okay, where what they are
Yeah.
actually trying to
Yeah.
do.
You see the
And this
BS, in
this
other words. Yeah.
so that actually really put me off because there is no genuineness there. They
Yeah.
assume that you are in need of for a client, at least they want to try.
Yeah.
Okay, and sorry to say they are not very skilled in that. So
Yeah.
all three
Yeah.
put offs right there. First, you are reaching out just to assume that I'm not going to understand what you are doing. That's why I feel that okay, all these marketing strategies
Yeah.
by all
Yeah.
the famous gurus
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
overexhausted already.
Yeah.
We
Um.
and
um
it is
yeah.
actually ruining relationship. They
Yep.
assume that
Yep.
it's going to build relationship, but actually
Yeah.
it is counterproductive. It is not
Yeah.
happening. So
Yeah.
whoever is approaching and try to say things like I do get messages from some of them, and it was really interesting to know that because I knew that, okay, this is the first message. Okay, hello, CJ.
Hey, CJ.
Oh, you're mute. You're mute.
Yeah.
Oh, you're mute, Shah.
I think she's frozen. So yeah.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
not frozen.
Well,
Not
she's on
frozen.
mine, frozen.
I can see her moving.
Oh,
She's
on
trying to
mine
unmute
she's
herself.
frozen.
Ask her to
Yeah,
unmute because
I did ask to unmute. Yeah. But mine is frozen. You can't ask her to unmute?
let me see. Sher, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Oh, this
Oh,
might be it. Yeah. Oh.
why? No, it is not happening. Now her picture is also gone.
Yeah,
So,
she's just dropping off. Yeah.
okay, so two of them actually just reach out. Other people, they do get it from my vibe that I'm not going to be part of it. So they don't even approach me.
Yeah.
Like Brenda, she didn't even ask me to be part of that conscious creator community. And when
Who
Anthony
didn't
asked
ask? Who didn't ask?
Brenda, when she
Ah, yeah,
created
but
that,
she missed a lot of people. She missed Anthony,
yeah,
she missed Jen, she missed me. So she's just a bit
no,
oblivious, you know.
it's not a problem for me. Actually, I was
Yeah,
like, okay, come on,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
interested
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, three people I'm keen to connect with. Okay,
yeah.
like
But
to
that's the
connect
point. You
with
see, we
Gabriel,
in all of this, you know,
Gabriel,
there's a
Jen,
value. Yeah,
Anthony. Yes,
exactly,
so I'm going to
exactly.
maintain my
Yeah,
whatever I'm doing,
yeah.
whatever
I
my
like Jennifer too, by
business.
the way. She's a bit in the
Yeah,
middle there, but
I
I
don't,
like her too.
I don't dislike anyone, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
And I
Well,
also have
yeah,
people
I
there.
don't either. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, but the problem is it's not their fault, but this is what they have
yeah,
learned. That
yeah,
okay, the marketing strategy to
yeah.
present yourself in a certain way, and of course,
Yes, I
this
know,
is
I know.
sorry to say,
Mm,
but it's an abuse of nice, polite words and friendship and relationship. This
yeah,
idea of building a relationship in your business is
yeah,
something really spoiling, damaging true relationship and friendships also.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I am a coach, I am a mentor, I am whatever. I really sometimes I do like to connect with people who has real value. Okay, what
yeah.
I'm going to do by default, I'm going to follow all those steps. Hi,
Wonderful.
I'm just keen, I'm just reaching out to you because blah blah blah. And then it, of course, if a person is aware, it's going to ruin everything. So for me, I have seen all the already way too much exhausted marketing strategies there. That's why for me, very slim chances of building any relationship, genuine friendship with those people.
Yeah, we'll see.
And it's
We'll
not
see.
limited to the conscious creator community only.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
happening after that too. So
yeah,
I'm getting very cautious of sending and reaching out to people
yeah.
when it comes to, yeah, I'm really,
Yep, yep, yep,
because
yep, yep,
everybody is doing the same thing,
yep.
Yeah.
sending personalized messages.
All right.
Right.
Now, the problem is that, uh, you know, how do you necessarily identify genuine people? Because so often, you know, and I would include us at some point in our lives too, maybe even now, that you know you
Yes,
communicate and you share relative to the circumstance and appropriateness. But this doesn't
yes.
necessarily mean that you are sharing in your fullness because the environment doesn't allow for it, right? And so you know, I do make this allowance to say that, you know, maybe I have to sort of put up with stuff a little bit in order to get to see people. You see what I mean? That they're not necessarily sharing who they are fully in the first place because, well, it's difficult and it's not always appropriate. So anyway, I'm just saying, Bina, you know, it's yes, it's an ideal for me to also connect to real people. But how do you know them? How do you see them? How do you find them? That's my point. Yeah.
It is, it is happening again, of course, once you set your standards, as we were discussing in the brownie story. Once you set your standards, when you maintain your boundaries and define your boundaries, and then of course you set your mindset also to not compromise on other than what you are actually looking for.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yeah.
might feel that okay, things are coming slowly, there is no one and all that, but ultimately sooner or later, people do come into your life. You really want to connect. And I'm
Right.
I'm blessed in this. I never feel deprived of this thing. Never.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for
yeah,
me, it is
yeah.
working and I'm going to continue. I would prefer to have two people in my life, even in my professional life. I would prefer to have two clients rather than reaching out to 2,000 people and
Yeah,
getting three. No, I'm not going
yeah,
to do that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Peace of being is so precious, Sil. I have worked a
Yes.
lot for that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to compromise on that. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh no, but that's the point though. Is
Yes, I understand your point.
yeah. I
Yes.
mean, I refuse to compromise also, and it's not even a consideration. And so I think this is very important: is to be aware that we need to develop the skills to be able to maintain ourselves in adverse environments or challenging environments. This isn't necessarily an adverse environment, but it certainly is a challenging one. Yeah.
are you talking about the group?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. And then I was questioning though the validity of why do I need to, because of course we have a choice to be there or not to be there.
Exactly. Exactly.
However,
Exactly.
I tend to run away from adversity.
Exactly. Exactly. And that is something that is very important to not do. Yes.
It triggers
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I always think,
Exactly.
well, why do I want to be around that? Well, I can do it
Exactly.
in small doses. So I think that's what I'm going to have to start doing.
Precisely. That's the value here. It is in small doses. So, we learn skills that we don't otherwise necessarily have. Right. And this
Well,
is very valuable.
I'm able to get back on some of the higher speed freeways, not in Houston, but I can at least drive on the what
Exactly.
they
Little by
call the
little.
we have state highways and we have the interstate, of course,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
massive
Yeah.
freeway.
Yeah.
The one that is actually 26 lanes wide, I can't do that one. No. I'm
26
sorry.
lanes wide. Wow.
26 lanes. There's 13
Wow.
on each side.
Oh,
No,
I
thank
see.
you.
13. Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah, yeah. 13 on each
Yeah.
side. Yeah, yeah. So 13 wide for you then.
But when
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got traffic coming at you and it's that much traffic, you're no, thank you. And I don't want to drive at 90 miles an hour. No,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah,
No.
yeah. Well.
60, I'm good. 65, yes. 75, you're really pushing it.
But little by little, you'll be surprised what you can do.
No,
You're
no,
gonna be
no, no, no,
surprised. Yeah,
no. That to me is insanity.
yeah.
That's insanity. I like
The
my
whole
life.
world is insanity, but yeah, what
No,
can
that's
you
right.
do?
I
What
like my
can you
life,
do?
but I'm able
Yeah,
to do these little things in small doses. So
exactly,
I can
exactly,
see
exactly.
the value,
Yeah,
but at the same time, I can see where Venus coming from because I really do value my peace.
yeah,
It's important to me,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah,
because there's already so much stress on
yeah,
a daily basis,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
ages me rapidly.
Right,
I know I can see it in
yeah,
myself, and I can hear it in my voice when
right,
I'm
right,
amped up.
right,
I don't want to be that way.
right.
Oh, thank you.
So to take what both of you are saying as an intent, this intent to connect to people that we really want to. This is the intent for Sunday. I hope it's your intent also now on Sunday,
That
that
would
we
be a good
are
one.
putting ourselves out there and that we are going to be creating this core that I'm really going to be talking to the two of you very
Okay.
specifically. Whoever else is on Zoom, if they are on Zoom, I'm going to be communicating and connecting to you, and they basically going to be listening, right? And
Yeah.
and I'm really going to be sharing as if it was just us, and hopefully they'll get the idea of this. Yes, if they come in, I'll respond and adjust, but I want to create this environment that sets the tone and the sensibility, the sobriety, the sharing, the nature of it, right? And that's why I wanted to actually go over this, Bina, and this is a good opportunity because I wanted to do it with Sher too. Yeah,
Okay.
Bina,
Okay.
unless there's something more on the topic of the group, but to me they're not that key an issue. It's a by the by thing. It's not the be all and end all. It's like, okay, if it goes somewhere, I'll go, I'll participate, I'll share my stuff, end of story. But I don't want to give it undue importance. Yes. I think it's important. It's another thing to learn.
Yes, yes, of course. I hear you. I will see, and I will think about it. That
But what
if
now?
if, like, okay, okay, yes, to really get connected with and practice and exercise and learn more skills too.
Yeah,
Do I really need
independence of
these
being.
skills?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
my philosophy is that what you are prepared for, you always get in
Yeah.
life. So I
Correct,
don't want
correct,
to get
correct. Right,
prepared
right,
for
right,
these type of communication and struggle in my life.
right,
But okay,
right,
but
right, right.
I hear you, Sil, and of
Well,
course, share also. I
yeah.
do
So,
respect this. There is one more thing. I feel a bit
go ahead.
unethical from my side when I'm aware that these people have a very particular intent. First, to get business. Second, to
Mm,
just get
mm,
noticed and get feel heard and all these things. And I'm
yeah,
not actually providing that value to them. Okay,
yeah,
at least not
yeah, yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah,
So from
yeah.
my side, I feel like, oh, it's a bit unethical. Why, Beena? Because you need to show that, oh, that's so profound what you have saying, that what you were saying. So I try to pick something from their conversation, from what they are saying. Of course, everything is valuable, but because I'm already getting some idea and getting a bit more from other sources, so for me, it's like, okay, yes, now what? Okay, let's move forward. What's next? What's next? So I feel a bit unethical in my mind. It's like, oh no, like, okay, because I need to pick and choose, and then of course enhance and amplify that, which is like when you are sharing, sure, I'm just listening and I'm saying, okay, yes, okay, it makes sense, okay, that's it. And whenever I feel, okay, yes, now sure, you gave me something, I got it. But in that whole meeting, when I feel that, okay, it was way much before in my past when I was learning from you, from Sil, from everyone, of course, and I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But now I'm expecting more because these things are done. Go a bit forward, okay, and it is not happening. So then I have to put mask on my face, and I say, okay, yeah, okay, I need to pick. So my whole effort is not actually extracting the real value, but actually to pick something to give them something, that okay, to give some feedback, I need to pick out something which I really feel valued, and it's a lot of effort. So yes, I'm learning, I'm actually sharpening, okay, you can say that it is sharpening my capital D diplomacy skills, which is good. But how much good it is for me, this is something I'm going to think about it.
Yeah. And
It's
that's the other
I'm
point that, to me, interacting with them, if
Well
we take,
spoken.
yes, Bina, if we take what we are going to be sharing, this whole new nobility path and perspective, to be able to deal with people like this exactly is absolutely critical, to see past their nonsense and to see into the deeper core of their goodness, their insecurity, their moreness. I feel
That's
this is
also part of the story,
absolutely
though.
key. Precisely, precisely. It's totally intrinsic to the whole story. So this is an opportunity to practice, 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 practice. Very powerful. But anyway, again, you have to do it as you feel right to do. I don't want to leave it because of their nonsense, because then I feel like I'm being pushed out because of their nonsense. I feel rather I
Right.
want to maintain my presence and have this maybe be an influence. And over time, especially because, hey, I am also there for the same reason they are there, and the purpose of the group, which is the intent of Matt's show, is to put us all out there and to have people connect to us, right? So this is the intent of the show, right? He clarified it. He said it again, right? So so I am doing my thing. And man, I think, okay, thank you, universe. You giving me a good contrast to make me stand out.
This
If
is a
I
good point.
simply
This is a good
maintain
point. Yeah,
my value, yeah,
this is
and
a good
now,
point.
so
Yes.
that
Yeah,
it's very
it's
powerful, lots of power.
this is a very good and strong point you are making, that yes.
Yeah,
Okay, and now okay, I'm going to rethink about it again,
yeah.
because
Oh, just so
this is the
love you
value.
both. Just magical,
Yeah,
really. You know that.
yeah.
Very
So
cool, very cool.
this thing, yes. Okay, how much I want to do that? This is something. Okay, yeah, of course, always in consideration,
Yeah,
because this whole time I have learned, like, really, really, I put so much effort and energy to state my boundaries, to understand my boundaries first, and then, of course, like stating my boundaries. and then
Yeah.
just be really, I'm really almost now I'm feeling more satisfied with myself that I'm more than 90% I'm transparent. Whatever I'm saying, it is coming out of like, okay, without any filter. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just believing that, I understand that, I
Yeah.
acknowledge that,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
truly understand that too. So and it's so fun. It's so fun to be
Yes.
transparent. It is so
Yes.
less energy consuming. It is
Yes.
you don't need to remember anything, you don't need to do anything. The only 10% part is actually taking my energy is in conscious creator community and the communication with those people, where I
Yeah.
have to practice and
Yeah.
exercise
Yeah.
something like, okay,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
let's do.
Yeah.
What other
Yeah.
people, with my friends, with my people whom I'm communicating, I'm almost transparent. Okay, yes, this is what it is.
Yes.
I acknowledge, okay, I
Yes.
admit, okay, yes, if I made a mistake, I said, oh yeah, okay, yes, no,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Yes.
When I
Yes.
have to say no, I just say no without any
Yes.
hesitation. When I have to say yes, I say that with complete awareness that I'm saying yes for that reason. It's not like, okay, I'm just saying yes for because I should say no, no more.
Yeah.
I have,
Yeah.
okay, oh yeah, because of that reason, because no, complete agreement with
Yeah.
every aspect of myself that yes, I'm saying yes, it means yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
so free, it's a
Yes. It's
bless,
ideal.
it's a joyful state of being.
Yes.
So it is so precious for me.
Yes.
That's why I'm
Now,
cautious.
now, now, one thing that I hear from both of you when you go on the show, or that you feel affected by the other members there.
Yes.
To me,
Affected?
I yeah, affected in some way, affected, influenced, pressured,
No,
some way affected.
no, no. I don't feel affected by them. I
Well, they bother
feel
you,
that
or they
pressure.
stress you, or
No,
they
I feel that pressure that I have to
that's my
cook
point.
things up for them,
That's
not
my
Uh-huh.
point.
affected
That's
by them.
affected.
Thank you.
See, that is affected, Bina. If you
Yeah,
feel that
but
you need to change in any way in order to
well,
Okay,
adjust or
okay.
accommodate,
hold
see,
on,
that's affected.
hold on. But
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
she's using the word accurately, pressured. And I
Right,
wrote that specifically in the group
right,
chat that
right.
when we feel pressured to perform, it's not good.
That
I'm
that means
feeling
you're being
pressured by
affected.
myself.
Exactly.
No,
That
I'm feeling pressured by
I,
my own
I
impactability.
know this. I
And
know this.
yes,
But in that environment, they are doing something to you that activates your internal pressure. It's
But we're
still a
choosing to let that
consequential
happen.
chain. It's still a consequential change starting with them. You wouldn't feel that. You don't feel it when you're not in that environment. When you're in that environment, you feel in a particular way. This is my point. I wish to be in such a way that when I'm in an environment with that situation, it makes no difference to me. It doesn't put my internal pressures, it doesn't activate those, it doesn't influence, affect me in any way whatsoever. It's like weather, right? I go out and the wind's not blowing. When the wind is blowing, I still do the same things. It's just the wind, I've got to deal with it, right? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my mood, my thinking, my focus, my goals, my agendas, nothing. See?
And that's a
Very
lofty
powerful.
goal.
What's that?
I said that is a big lofty goal. Wow.
It is, but this is what we're aspiring to. I
Yeah.
realize this is a potent goal, but man, is it important. And same way, if you're going to drive on that freeway, there's nothing that says you can't drive slower. People will just go around you. End of story. I mean, there are trucks and things that drive slower, RVs that drive slower. Just drive slower on those freeways. You don't have to zoom along at 85. Yeah, you can go 65.
Yeah.
It's only a 20-mile
Well,
difference. They'll go around you. They'll go around you. They may hoot at you, but that's too bad. But thank
well,
you.
that the people who go slower on that interstate are the ones that cause the massive wrecks.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, it
yeah,
depends how slow you're going to go, but from 85 to 65, that's not going to affect it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know I've driven on those things with the RV, so you drive slower. So yeah, you have to. I don't have a choice then. I have to drive slower.
yeah,
I can't drive that fast. So I'm just
yeah.
saying, I know it's possible, but you just have to have that independence of being to stick with it. Now, of course, if you're going to go and drive at 30 or 40, now you may cause a problem. But at a 20-mile difference, no, this is not a problem. This is not a problem. Yeah.
Nah,
So
still
yeah.
can't do it yet. I'm not ready.
Well, again, yet. But that's the point, though. Look, at one point, going outside was a big deal.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
See?
That's
So it's
true.
all relative. It's all relative. And this is the
That's
point I
true.
want to make. Simply because something seems impossible now, I realize that a lot of the things that I say, or at least for me too, I know right now I'm like not capable of it. But just because I'm not capable of it right now, or think it might be impossible now, doesn't mean that it is. Because I look back and say, yeah, but it was impossible in the past, and now it is possible. So this gives me that hope to
That's
keep
true.
going and persist in pursuing the impossible. It's part of the whole big story. And I am keen to read a bit on the story. Do you want to do that, Bina?
And I have a meeting with John, so
When?
I need to go
When?
and I will come back. Yes, okay, now, because he just messaged me, and of course he's been waiting for 4 minutes now.
Oh,
I'm
it's right now.
come
Okay,
back.
okay,
Yes, okay, I
okay.
will come back at 9. And we have Janet.
No Janet today, but yeah, we
Okay,
normally
okay.
would have.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
so still, I got your point. The first point,
yeah.
makes real sense to me, is that okay? Yes, this the intent of the show is to be okay. So I'm going to, of course,
Hmm.
consider that. The
Yeah.
other thing is that they are affecting me. I don't like the pressure. Uh, yes, in some way. Okay, yes, of course, I'm going to think about it because this is not
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
But for
yeah.
me, it was like I was feeling pressured by myself. Like, okay, why
Uh-huh.
I have
Exactly,
to, why I have to do
exactly,
this? Like, okay, sorry, I don't want
exactly,
to. And that's something
exactly,
I refuse to do. That's why I was not
precisely,
being regular part of
precisely,
it.
Yes.
Uh,
precisely.
so
But I don't even
uh,
want to feel that even. That's my point,
yeah, so
right?
this,
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah,
this is
yeah,
something, yes,
yeah.
okay. I will see that. It's not like they are bad people, of course not.
No, no, they're all good
Nothing wrong,
people. Yeah,
nothing is
yeah.
wrong there. But it is like, but it is, sorry, sorry, sir, you are breaking. Say it again.
Get down.
Oh no, it's breaking, sure.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay,
Great.
okay.
All
Be
right.
good, be
I'll catch
good,
up
be
with
good.
you later.
Yes,
Yes.
come at 9 o'clock when Bina comes back,
Okay, I
and
will
Yes.
try.
we do
All
that
right.
reading. We do that reading.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll try.
Okay,
Yes.
Love
Yes.
you.
Yes.
okay,
Bye.
Yes.
okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Bye for
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Bye bye, sir. Bye
Okay.
bye, sir.
Yeah. So this is something. But again, I really want to be cautious of, as you are so openly and generously, just spreading this, your concepts and vocabulary, without any real commitment from those people who just made at least some sort of commitment, some
Yeah,
sort of effort to learn and grow. It's like handing over an open weapon to
yeah,
anyone. And I'm really having some concerns about that it is going to be misused big time, because the desperation mindset is always, oh, I got something, okay, I got it, like Matt was saying that, okay, I got it, I am impeccable, this is what I'm doing. He has this idea, and then he is going to use all this
yeah,
vocabulary,
yeah,
but
yeah,
without
yeah,
having understanding, I still feel whenever I say any word, I still try to not use words which I don't feel comfortable with. Of course, I
yes,
remember all the terms and power conceptions and other things from you because you use it regularly. But I think that you observe that okay, I don't use that unless or until I feel like, and I make it clear that okay, oh yes, in form of question, I ask yourself, is it about this? And then of course you say that and then you elaborate. Otherwise, I don't do that. It's not
yeah,
for anyone else. It is for me because I don't want to be to misuse anything and give a wrong impression or wrong understanding.
yeah.
So this is again, anyway, I will think about it. As you were saying that, I'm not going to just take for granted whatever you were saying. So no,
Yes, of
I'm going
course,
to
of
consider
course.
it.
This is your magic. This is your Sophie magic, which I love. I love. I love. I love.
Okay. So I'm going now and I will join. But you must congratulate me.
Oh, I do. I do. Congratulations, wonderful Bina,
Okay. So now ask me for what?
for being Bina. I congratulate
Other
you
than
for
that.
being Bina. Other
Other
than
than that.
that, you got accepted in the friend, the virtual friend.
Not right now. I haven't checked that,
Oh,
but
but that was a
you
good
must
guess. That
come.
was a good guess. That was a good
Oh
guess.
yes, yes, and
Okay.
I take it as a good omen also. But I got 2 followers.
Oh,
This is something I'm like, wow. Of course, it happens after once I have started this professional mode on Facebook. I have
ah,
two
ah,
followers now, and guess what? One, of course, is the Human Infusion Project, Jen.
yeah.
Yes, and the other
Wonderful.
one is
Wonderful.
the other one. He started following me yesterday when I posted after my moon text. Someone started following me. William Kurt Adrian. Um,
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
and of
Wow.
course he is not my Facebook friend, but he started following me, and he is orthopedic plastic surgeon doctor. I don't know, like, what is
Yeah,
this now?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's just made up thing. Who knows? But it's this is an intro, and I saw some pictures, but okay, not much. So I don't know that it is real or not. Whatever. I'm just counting it as I got 2 followers at least.
Wonderful. That's very cool. Go, go, go. You're keeping John waiting there. Sorry, Bina.
Yes,
Go, go, go.
yes.
Sorry. When I know
Okay, sir.
somebody's waiting, then it puts stress on me. It puts
No, no, no.
stress
I
on
just
me.
said that when it was 8, I said, okay, sir, John, I will be a bit late because I am in meeting with Sil and Sher. So yes. Okay, sir. So bye for now.
Yeah. Bye bye, Venus. See you soon. See you soon. Why in the fuck now? The hell is your problem with this now? Why was you so fucking ridiculous? Stupid bloody hell, you know? Fuck's sakes, man. Oh, what the hell? Time for your fucking nonsense. An unfaithful one. What the fuck? This is your idea that I'm supposed to love you and only you. That's a fucking bullshit. Sorry. Come on, man. I want to see you, Norma. Waste my fucking time. Oh, yes. 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 Ah. Yeah. I got a bit more wind. All right. Never mind. There we go. Ah, ah. Hello world, hello world. Oh, hello sun, hello sun, hello, hello, hello. Good. Hey, good morning, Victoria. Good morning, good morning. I'm good. I'm good. Full of the joys of the world. Enjoying the trees, enjoying the trees. The wonderful leaves. Oh, hello, hello. Ah, ah. Yeah, thank you, though. Thank you. That's brilliant. Ah, shit. Oh, it just as I'm talking, I had to concentrate. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. Hello, world. Hello, world. Let's see. Let's see. Mm, mm, mm. Oh. Oh. Ah, shit. When did you come up? Oh. Oh, oh, come on. Come on, both of you. Grow, boys. Oh, grow, grow. I shoot. What did you see? You think, why? Oh, very nice. Hmm. Um, hey, 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 hey. Good morning, dogs. Good morning. What are you barking at? What are you barking at? It's all right. You can bark, I guess. Just being friendly. Hello, dogs. Hello, dogs. Hello, dogs. Oh, hello, little dog. Not hear you all that often. Hello, 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 hello. Ah, oh, oh, oh. Go. Up, up, up. Hello, little doggy. Greeting me multiple times today. Very friendly. Thank you. Very friendly. Like that. Oh, very good. Very good. Very good indeed. Very good indeed. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, yeah, 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 shit. Ah, ah, ah. There we go. There we go. Oh, oh, ah. Hello, little world back here. Very nice. Very nice. Ah, ah, ah. Whoop, 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 whoop. No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. Oh, oh. Kind of dark in here. That's interesting. Oh, cool. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Nice. It is. It is. Oh, I've been recording all this time. Yeah.
Hello?